To be totally honest, this is probably one of the best driving experiences I've had all year. So here we are in the 2025 BMW Z4 M40i. This is the manuals, or the Handschalter package. I think that's how you pronounce it, or Handschalter package means hand shift, so means manual. And this is actually pretty exciting because the Z4 has been available since 2019, but only with an 8-speed automatic transmission. For 2025, BMW decided to play catch-up with the Toyota Supra and add a manual transmission. This Z4 M40i has the beloved B58 turbocharged 3-liter inline-6 that makes 382 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. This rear-wheel drive 2-seater roadster has a 6,500 RPM redline, a top speed of 250 kilometers an hour, or 155 miles per hour, and can achieve 0 to 60 in about 4.2 seconds. The Z4 is available in a 2-liter 4-cylinder and this B58 3-liter inline-6. As many of you may already know, the Z4 is built in Austria alongside the Toyota Supra, which shares the same engine. Now, pricing for the M40i starts at $89,000 here in Canada for both the 6-speed manual and the 8-speed automatic. However, in the US, the manual is a $3,500 additional charge and costs $72,000 US. And yeah, usually the manual is less expensive, but in this case, the manual is a premium upgraded experience. This manual Z4 is more than just the transmission. It also gets upgrades to make the drive feel sharper. BMW gave it stiffer anti-roll bars, retuned the adaptive suspension, and fine-tuned the steering so that it feels more connected to the road. Now, standard on the M40i, you do get variable sport steering, M Sport brakes, an M Sport differential at the rear axle, and adaptive M suspension. This Handschalter also features a 19-inch and 20-inch wheel staggered configuration and Shadowline black interior and exterior elements. And lastly, you get these Cognac Renasco leather seats, and they look absolutely amazing with this frozen green metallic paint. So this paint is beautiful. I think it looks fantastic. It gets dirty pretty easy, and I have decided I'm not touching it, I'm not washing it, I don't want to scratch it. The car's kind of dirty in the video a bit. It's a $6,000 paint option, which is crazy, but it's a sweet color. I don't know if I would buy my vehicle with this color just because of how hard it would be to maintain, but the green and the brown interior, it's so cool. As tested, this Z4 M40i costs $96,000 here in Canada. Alright, I'm going to try and do this before the sun completely goes down. And I got to be completely honest with you guys, I am not super well versed in the world of manual cars. I've driven a couple in my lifetime, but wouldn't say I'm a pro by any means. This is the very first BMW manual I've ever driven. And apparently that's a good thing because they did a really good job with the manual on this Z4. So essentially I think this vehicle looks good from pretty much every angle. I don't know, what do you guys think? I think it's a sweet looking vehicle. I think from a design standpoint, the only awkward part would be the daytime running lights. Now, I showed this vehicle to one of my buddies, and the first thing he said was, they should have made the soft top in this color. Yeah, that would have been pretty cool. But this sort of tan on green vibe is super cool. Really love the lines down the side. You can see them pretty nicely with the way the sun is right now. And then you've got a nice vent right here. Really nice long muscular hood too. You've got dual exhausts on the back here, and they sound pretty sweet. They do change significantly in Sport Plus mode, as you'll hear right here. And then the soft top here, and this goes for all Z4s, will go up in about 10 seconds and come down in 10 seconds. As you can see from here, you got the nice M Sport seat belts. You can see the M Sport colors right there too on the seats. All right, let's take a look at the votes on the design of the BMW Z4 M40i. If you're new here, every week I put out a poll on YouTube and Instagram just asking if you like the design of the vehicle I'm reviewing, just a yes or no. And for the week with the Z4 M40i, we got 662 votes and 81% of you approve of the design on the Z4 M40i. So it's a pretty high rating and I would agree. If you're wondering what I'm in right now, well, this is a 2025 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro. If you want to see this Sequoia, well, just make sure to hit the subscribe button. And now let's get back to the Z4. All right, so this is a very refreshing vehicle to be in because some of the new BMW interiors have gone like full panel screens and they've lost all their buttons. We still have all our physical controls in here, which is great, really nice. You do still have a digital instrument cluster and you do have a digital touchscreen in the middle here, and it does have wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. We don't have a full M Sport steering wheel, obviously, because it's an M40i, but it is a nice steering wheel, and you do get a little M badge right there at the bottom. The steering wheel does have a heated steering wheel, and then we do have heated seats. But one of probably my biggest complaints with this Z4, and I have barely any complaints about this car. I think it's really sweet. But a big complaint would just be a lack of ventilated seats. I think for a convertible at this price point, ventilated seats should be standard. $96,000 as spec'd. I would expect ventilated seats, but we do have heated seats, so there you go. I'll be honest, my back, you don't want to see it because I've been sweating because it was a hot day. Now it's cooling off. It's pretty nice now. Now, this Z4 has the Premium Enhanced package, which adds ambient lighting, heads-up display, parking assist, a Harman Kardon surround sound system, wireless charging. Now, if you're wondering about trunk size, well, it's actually pretty decent. And you do have a pass-through there, and I was using it today. I had to put a mop through there because we just moved into our new house and we're trying to clean the floors. And this is the vehicle I have this week while we move. So maybe it wasn't the right choice for this week, but that's still a pretty decent amount of space, and you can see all my camera gear in there. It's just so enjoyable to drive. And then you can hear the pops and bangs out the back. It's not like outrageously loud. It's a nice amount. It's not obnoxious. All right, so we're coming into a corner here, and I do have to say the steering is light, but the car is pretty awesome at handling, and the back end does feel like it wants to come out quite a bit. And right now I'm driving it in comfort mode, and it sounds really good. But I mean, when you throw it into Sport Plus, then you get all the pops and bangs out the back, and it sounds even better. But just in comfort mode, driving around the neighborhood and stuff, it sounds really nice. And then when you get out here, you can kind of let it out and not be annoying your neighbors and stuff. Now, from the perspective of someone who hasn't driven a whole lot of different manuals out there, I would say the ones I have, this clutch is definitely springier. But once you get the hang of it, it's actually quite lovely. Since I'm a bit of a manual noob, having rev matching is nice because I don't have heel and toe quite mastered yet. And this also has hill assist. Now, steering does tighten up in Sport Plus mode here, but it is still pretty light, especially in comparison to like a Porsche. I've driven the Cayman, and not the manual or anything, but I've driven a Cayman, and the steering is definitely a little more tighter on that. So I'm in Sport Plus right now. It's a little bit on the stiff side, but you can set up your Sport individual mode and get the softer suspension and then the engine set to full performance. Comfort-wise, very, very comfortable vehicle in here. I love these seats, have no issues with these seats. They have leg extensions, which is lovely. The driving position is great in my opinion. Now, in terms of visibility, when you have this top down, it's terrific. When you have the top up, there is a decent blind spot right here, but you've got blind spot monitoring, so it's not really a big issue, and then you just make your mirrors right. Now, one thing I noticed immediately when I got in the vehicle was how quiet it is in here with the top up. A lot of times convertibles can be kind of loud and annoying to drive with the top up, but on the highway, very quiet, really, really well insulated, it seems. So once you got the windows up, and then you got that deflector back there, it's not too bad in here. A little bit of wind noise, but it's a convertible. This is to be expected. I'm going like 90 kilometers an hour. Now, for most people that can afford a Z4 M40i, this is probably going to be a second or a third car for the summer. So fuel economy probably doesn't matter a whole lot, but it's getting 11.5 liters per 100 kilometers right now, which isn't too bad. I just filled it recently, and it costs $71 Canadian to fill it from empty, and that's 91 octane fuel. Very addicting car to drive. All week I've been looking for excuses to just go out into the country and drive this thing. I think this will probably be a collector's item one day. This has just been a wonderful week, and I've really enjoyed this car. Super easy to park, super easy to get around town in. It's little, fits in the garage, no problem. Now, at the time of filming this video, I hadn't driven the Toyota Supra yet, and recently I actually got the chance to drive the manual version as well. What I will say is, yes, they do share a lot of parts, but the two vehicles do feel considerably different. Now, they're both well-balanced vehicles and they offer lots of controllable fun, but from a drive perspective, the Supra has fixed ratio steering, whereas the Z4 has variable sport steering. The Z4 in general just feels like a much more luxurious experience, and the Supra feels more like an old-school sports car. The Supra is a closed coupe. It's not a convertible, obviously. It's more rigid, there's less body flex, and it has more of that pure sport coupe feel, whereas the Z4 has a comfortable touring feel, and because it's a convertible, you will feel the body flex a little bit more through the corners. Now, the exhausts on both cars sound pretty much identical. Take a listen. Now, I recently drove the more expensive M4 Competition Cabriolet, and take a listen to the exhaust on that versus this Z4. I'm really gonna miss this vehicle. This is my last night with it. I'm filming this video very last minute because I probably mentioned this 100 times in my other reviews. My wife and I just bought a house, but we actually got the house this week. So life has been very hectic, and I'm just kind of getting this done at the last minute here. But what a way to end it. This is so cool. Now I better wrap this video up so I can go shoot the shots of me flying by. Otherwise I'm gonna lose all the sunlight here, and I gotta take this back tomorrow. Next up, we have the 2025 Honda Passport. Bit of a different vehicle compared to this. But anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.